My name is Andy Strangeway, East Riding of Yorkshire Independent Councillor. It is 1 o'clock on Thursday the 18th of October 2018. Graham Baverstock has requested I visit him in his home in Bridlington to enable him to express his concerns on video that ERYC have held a covert meeting with Scarborough Hospital to discuss his care and data without his permission. Graham, I am rather shocked to learn that ERYC have held a covert meeting with Scarborough Hospital to discuss your care without permission, as this would be a clear breach of the General Data Protection Regulation which superseded the Data Protection Act of 1998 on the 25th of May 2018. What do you know about this?
Yes, good morning, Councillor.
Morning, Graham.
Yesterday I was in my ward, in my room on Scarborough Hospital, an Ash ward, and two nurses came in, one a junior sister and one a senior sister, who then said to me that they wanted my hospital bed, and they then went on to explain that they just had a meeting with Lynn Froud from Social Services, and they informed me as well that Lynn Froud was instructed by the council not to speak to me. And then they proceeded then to try and cajole me and bully me into accepting 21 hours of care, and I felt I had nowhere to go. I was nearly agreeable to accepting 21 hours of care only because the hospital wanted a bed, and I was being bullied yet again in order that the hospital could reclaim a bed.
A source in County Graham informs me that there is an unofficial policy to undertake care assessments for children only once every 2 years instead of the legally required yearly. Do you believe this is happening to you and other adults?
I believe that the council are faking care assessments and not following the Care Act, because every time it suits a council they will reassess people when they want. But like, for example, my last assessment, which was in October last year, is now over a year, which is now out of date because my health needs have changed.
It has been suggested that John Skidmore, the ERYC Director of Adults, surprisingly holds no care qualifications. Are you aware of this?
Yes, I'm aware that John Skidmore is actually an engineer with no qualifications whatsoever in social services, and therefore I'm at loss to explain to anybody how this man can make decisions based on social services when he has no experience whatsoever.
Are you happy for ERYC to discuss your care requirements and share your data with others in breach of legislation?
I'm only agreeable for the council to discuss my needs with my permission and consent, going through yourself as a councillor and as my advocate. If the council do not want to discuss any movement forward with yourselves or have a meeting with yourselves present, then I no longer give any consent to the council to speak to anyone about my needs unless it goes through yourselves.
So you was mentioning earlier when I came down, Graham, that you're feeling that this communication from them is, and I heard that one of the nurses at the hospital yesterday, a couple of days ago, saying that this is detrimental for your health. How do you want the communication from East Riding Council?
I would like all communication from this date forward to go through my advocate, Councillor Andy Strangeways. That is consultation about any discussions about my care needs or visits or phone calls or anything. I personally do not want any more direct communication with East Riding Council unless it first goes through my advocate, which is Councillor Andy Strangeways.
Now, so moving forward, it's always good to try and draw lines, offer olive branches and be positive. And so let's move the situation forward, and hopefully that East Riding Council, they will say yes, we're happy just to arrange a date with Councillor Strangeway to come and meet with you, with our officers, with Councillor Strangeway in your home. If that is proceeded, are you happy for the meeting to go ahead in the first instance, just solely with them?
I'm happy for them to go through Councillor Strangeways. I'm not going to arrange any meetings or any communication with the council unless it's through my advocate, Councillor Strangeways.
Okay. So once this meeting has taken place, in a professional manner, because there has been problems in the past with East Riding Council where I've witnessed it, they've got out of the chase to walk out of meetings when simple questions were asked. But if it is conducted in a professional manner, will you then consider giving East Riding your permission to discuss your care and data with others, subject to what they want to do?
Exactly, I have no problem about that. I will agree to giving permission for them to discuss my care needs or reports or whatever with whoever they like. But there has to be a process that this has got to go through my advocate, not myself anymore.
I think what I'm hearing there, Graham, is basically you've not had a care assessment for over a year, so you're desperate for this care assessment in your home. But this needs to be arranged, not just a knock on the door, not just a phone call. It needs to be arranged with your advocate to take all that stress away from you. So I think that's loud and clear there. To conclude, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I am absolutely fuming that East Riding Council can call a meeting with hospital staff and neither the hospital staff or the council inform me of this meeting taking place. I am left in a position where I cannot retort to assertions, false miscommunication of facts, where I can find myself in a position unable to defend the true facts of what's going on, and I find it appalling that the council can seem to breach my legal rights when and wherever it suits themselves. It has to stop. I've got legal rights and the council should make sure my rights are being upheld, not abused in the manner they are doing. However, the last thing I would like to say is the council need to recognise that my advocate, Councillor Strangeways, is my advocate, and now all communication must go through him regarding any meetings whatsoever, or any communication about my care needs has to go through him. I am sick of getting these manipulative phone calls from social services who are attempting to cajole me and bully me and use cohesive behaviours towards me. It's unacceptable. Regarding the hospital, I am saddened that staff knew of my position and yet they did not inform me of this meeting. They could have turned around to the council and said, if Mr Baverstock is not aware of this meeting, then we cannot partake. Simple as that. So there has been a clear breach of the Data Protection Act and a clear breach of my legal and civil rights, and basically unless the council are willing to move forward, I cannot see an end to the dispute. But disabled people should not have to tolerate the kind of levels of abuse and neglect that they're encountering today.